And go.
Our next stop is Rock Ledge Ranch Historic Site.
Now we're at another attraction.
Now we are at Rock Ledge Ranch. Now we are at Rock Ledge Ranch Historic Site. Our first stop is Rock Ledge Ranch Historic Site. And our final
another attraction.
Another attraction you can visit is Rock Ledge Ranch Historic Site.
You should visit, right?
Oh yeah. Another attraction you should visit is Rock Ledge Ranch Historic Site.
And go.
Our final stop is Rock Ledge Ranch Historic Site.
Okay.
Bridge on the right, that one over there, all the way down to the American Indian area to start. Then it'll be this way to the Homestead Cabin. There's a man named Mr. Blackburn who's going to be baking bread there at some point in an outdoor oven. Then if you go this way and a little bit up, you'll get to the barnyard and the garden. That's where most of our animals are. If you keep going this way, you'll get to the sheep pen, the general store, the Carriage House, that's from the 1870s, the Blacksmith Shop, we have a working blacksmith in there today, by the way, and then the Orchard House from 1907, and then you're back. That's a Rock Ledge bingo. It's got pictures that you find the things in the pictures, cross them off to get bingo, and then there's this one with words. What looks like fun?
Hey. Which one do you want?
I don't know. I'm not looking at it right now. First, I will do my looking through.
We're crossing the bridge to enter Rock Ledge Ranch.
Carriage House for bathroom break.
What? Oh.
Alright, well, tell us where we're visiting first.
Alright.
I'm gonna take a massive no one's here. Food? No one's here?
If it's almost done. No, it's not. First, we're checking out the Carriage House.
Let's see if it's in my...
And put out there's a lot of Native American and stuff.
Okay. There's a lot of Native American history here. And, whoa, it's 2 floors. This reminds me of the some of the hotel lodges that we stay in. It's so cool. It's basically a wooden cabin.
There's a camel head over there. Oh, like this?
In the pouch. This is the first time my house is single.
Wow, I'm not trying.
I don't care. Put that. I see the pouch and you put it in the pouch.
Alright, yeah. You're walking.
Okay. We should almost be to the American Indian area, but we can see Garden of the Gods rock formations on the left. We're very close.
I was like really astounded by how beautiful it was. Yeah, it's super crisp. But there's, like I said, about 21 other prominent tribes, so you'll see street names around here of different tribes and counties in Colorado are. But it kind of goes on, and then the Ute tribe actually still gets representation when we do archaeological finds and things like that, so it's pretty neat in terms of still going around here. This would have been a winter encampment. This was a little bit more habitable than like the Rockies. So right now in the summertime they'd be up in the cooler part of the mountains, but they were following game, so it just kind of depended on the structure. When you're a hunting tribe, you're utilizing a lot of the different things that you have
Those are actually
Then
stoats.
we have over here, and you can sew with
Stoats. Have you ever seen a weasel before? Like a weasel. And they're nocturnal, which means, you know, they come out at night and they're predators, but they've got such nice soft fur, so even on a lot of
I'm gonna touch a stoat fur, which is kind of like a weasel, I think. Oh man, it's hot because the sun was out earlier.
Such a tail.
Right now I'm just working on some little pouches. This is one that I just finished. So I'm doing some beadwork. And this style of beadwork is called applique beadwork because it's just applied to the top of something. There's other beadwork like this right here that's loom beadwork. So it's not got anything on it. It's just beads on all fronts. Applique beadwork is, you know, when it's sewn onto something. So in this case I've been sewing them onto leather, so I'm going to turn these into little pouches. So there should be a very spiky plant called yucca. Do you see any of the yucca around us? So do you see any yucca around us?
Yeah, I saw one yesterday.
Yeah, so you can cross off the yucca. Then if you go over to my cooking area, you should be able to find 2 more items. And I'll let you go over there.
Oh, that's the corn they used to eat. Very colorful corn. And they use this thing to grind the corn. Here's the fire pit. And let's go in the teepee. Wait, can we go in?
Yeah. Come.
Make sure I'm not in it.
You're not. I'm just getting Camu. Alright, come squat down a little bit. Yeah, go squat down a little bit. Yeah, head off. Alright, poke your head out more, Gaga. Or
It's hard to.
well, come forward more, I mean. Look here. Okay. Go tell us inside the teepee real quick.
Okay. I'm inside the teepee, and this would be a nice place for shade if the sun was out. They have a fire pit down here, and I guess there's holes up here to release the fire. To the smoke. Hold on, I'll see that. And there's an opening up here to release the smoke.
Buffalo.
Where they used to take your shells.
Bison
and
hide?
whittle holes to the shells to make beads. But that was a long time ago.
These ones are bigger than those.
Yeah, these are called pony beads, and these ones are small like seeds.
Oh, wait.
Here's the colors in terms of the glass beads. Yeah, you can make all sorts of different colors. That came in, so we were talking about trade items that came after Columbus, and different traders came in. The Spaniards came in the 1500s, and they brought glass beads. You can kind of tell like the history in terms of glass beads. These bigger ones would have been a little bit older. These smaller ones that you see a lot more of these days, that would have been a little bit more recent in terms of beads, like in the 1800s. So those are called seed beads because they're small like seeds. And then these ones are pony beads. There's a lot of different styles of beads. So yeah, skins and things. So like everything on this, including the stuff that is kind of hanging up out of the way, is made out of different skins. So this is elk, just like our teepee's elk. It's 14. And what you do is, you see the backside, this is bison. And it makes a good rug. You can feel it. It's a lot thicker and it's really warm. On the backside, it looks like this. If you were to take all the fur off of there, both sides would end up looking like that. So same thing with any animal skin. So one side on the inside, after you clean the meat off, feels like that. You can feel it if you want to. So that's kind of like more
nice and
leathery.
smooth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh yeah, that's
So when they
So rabbit, you wouldn't want to make like a cover with it's too thin, and you'd have to do a lot of rabbits. The elk are. Have you seen an elk before?
Okay.
Yeah, it's pretty nice.
This is a rabbit hide, and it's way softer than cow moon. Huh. There's also buffalo hide, and this drum is made out of animal skin. That doesn't sound good.
There you go. You just gotta find the good spot.
Ow.
So when you take all the fur off, you take it's raw, so it's rawhide. And then you can do a lot of different things with rawhide too. So like this one as well, they got it wet and let it kind of sit around a rock, and it got really hard.
Shake it.
So when they treat it over the fire, it doesn't burn the...
No, you
Oh,
have
yeah,
different
well-
components of knowing how to stuff it.
That doesn't sound
It
too
actually keeps
good.
the bugs.
You can shake it,
with
boo-boo.
smoke ridden hide as well, so it's important. And we actually keep a fire going, especially it's been really wet this summer. So we keep a fire in our teepee and try to smoke it just to keep it more seasoned.
How did they discover to put it sugar and brain and stuff?
It's hard to say how they
And
end up
what's
doing
the
that, but they've
function
been, so it'll keep it soft. Like I said, it's a tanning implement, so when you're tanning, you scrape it, you can have all this fur on it, and you'd be stretching it out, and it'll soften.
I have.
And then your mom would have taken over, and she would have processed the meat, dried meats. She'd take all the fur off of it, finish the tanning process, and then after everything was ready, she'd stitch it together too. So the teepee would belong to her. Belongs to the woman.
This drum looks like a giant potato chip.
Hold on for a picture. Look at
Big potatoes.
So what's next?
Yes, okay. Next, we're checking out. Hold on. Let me see what all the stops here. Oh, so but there's some other stuff too. Next, we're going to Homestead Cabin.
That's where he got his lumber. There, so he did a timber frame house about 8.
Hi.
Well, we can make corn husk dolls.
What?
To make a corn husk doll?
Oh, what?
Corn husk doll.
Oh, okay, sure. Corn husk doll. Right.
Uh-huh.
We're gonna make a corn husk doll.
All right, so we have enough. Which we don't.
Oh, your map. Give your map and stuff too.
First, we're gonna have to get
Oh,
some
tell me
more
about it.
corn husks, because this is the only one we have. It's good enough. Yes, it looks like you could. So where it was built in 1867 by Walter Galloway. Thank you. I'm gonna wait for them to soak. So this cabin was built in 1870 out west. Claim a land, 160 acres, get it surveyed, and the land until 1871 when disaster struck. In about 5 years. Never mind about the free land. I want the land now. So that by paying us $200. So he paid the $200, went back to his homestead, waited out the night, and then the next day came to Mr. Chambers and he said, all right.
There we go.
So, yeah.
Boo-boo, you move your head off.
So once you have your 2 pieces of corn husk, grab a piece of string and tie it up close to the top.
So you're gonna tie it about right here.
Like here?
Yeah.
Begin with the knot to tie your shoe, and then you can just do that knot again.
Not that good.
Okay. Would you like me to do it?
I can try.
Like this?
Is once you have this, the second step is flip it like this.
So just tie that again.
This is going to be the top of your doll's head.
Good job. Now what you do is you take these
Then
two
you
at the
grab
bottom,
another piece of,
and then you flip it around the knot.
and then you tie it wherever you think you want it to be to make either a big head or
And
a
you
small
fold it
head.
so there's a crease up there.
I'm gonna.
You
Oh,
fold
so
it
hold
so it either has a tiny
gonna
head
make
up
my
here,
doll have a big head.
down there, or medium head right there.
So I just gotta tie them.
Yeah, however big you want the head to be.
Isn't it usually a couple hours till he's...
Yeah, it's another. Have a look at it.
So whereabouts are you guys from California?
Take another piece.
Yep. Finish the knot there.
Yeah.
Now, yes, take
Put
another
it right
piece.
here to make the yarn.
Not a big one. Just a tiny one. About like 10 or something.
And then
And you separate the two corn husks. And slide that up.
and it sort of is in the shape of hooks. I still want to eat
Yes.
Wait, so
Yes, I can. Let's go this string. It's very long. Usually for this part you want long string. Alright.
And then, I'm guessing you might want yours to be a boy, right? So, we're going to dress so it becomes pants. Ooh. And there you have it. Now I can make a pirate for you if you would like.
what? No, I think this is good.
Let's see what he wants.
Well, if you want a pirate.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I still want to eat. I want to tie the ball.
And that is my corn husk doll.
One more time.
And that is my corn husk doll.
Bone dry on the bottom.
Wait, so what did they say about baking? Okay.
All right, there you go.
This brick oven is where they sometimes have bread baking demonstrations.
To help, you're not really supposed to put this with soap, so we clean it off with this, and it gets all the gook off.
Ah. All right, yeah.
Husk doll fight.
Can't break it.
Got so big I got this.
All right. Tell us, we're going inside.
We're going inside the Galloway homestead cabin.
Welcome inside. How are you folks doing today?
Good.
Doing well? All right. So, how much of the story of Mr. Galloway have you heard yet?
Well, we heard a whole story.
The inside of our cabin. You guys have any questions? Feel free to point and say, what's that? What's this? What do they use this thing for? All that.
So,
And then as a chicken coop, and then eventually it just got so decrepit after about a decade of having a bunch of animals in it that they just tore it down the rest of the way. This, what we're in right now, was built by a group of college students from Colorado College in 1979 as proof that you could use historical techniques, historical tools, and all that to build a proper, strong cabin. Dry in here.
So the story is, if the kid could do this 3 times in a row, then they were ready to go milk the cow.
Can I try?
Absolutely.
yeah. Gonna put it on the table? Or,
Just hold it.
So the trick is you have to keep tension down, because if you let it get loose, it doesn't go.
So I have to pull hard?
Not hard, but you have to
All right, you want to
keep
tell us what you're
tension.
trying?
Just keep it firm the whole time.
And if you go like that, the cow's gonna kick you. Because think about what you're holding on to here.
All right, you want to tell the camera?
Okay, I'm gonna try the milking.
Try kneeling down. It might make it easier too.
I'm gonna try the milking bear, and if I can do this 3 times in a row, then I can milk a cow.
Pull down.
Keep it tense.
More tension.
Every time it climbs up, you want to hold it tense, otherwise it'll slide right back down.
I want to try.
I suck at milking cows. Wait, hold on. You wanna try?
So see, it's easy.
You can do it.
Hold this.
If you just keep
Yeah, I'll
the
hold it.
tension the whole
Boo,
time.
boo, boo. Here, I'll hold it.
Pull
More
down towards the
smooth.
floor.
Smooth.
Towards the floor.
Here.
Let me help you. Here, no, you'll get the feel for it.
Well, oh, okay.
Do you get it? There you go. Keep going. Move this hand out just a little bit, not a lot.
Use
Just a
your
little bit.
wrists.
There you go.
Good job.
All right.
Yes, I can milk a cow.
All right.
So you'd have a new job.
So you gotta keep it
Morning and
tense.
night.
You know, you gotta keep tension here. Feel that?
It's hard.
So Mr. Galloway had a Jersey
And
cow
more.
like that one out there. It would have provided 8 gallons.
4 to 8 gallons of high butterfat milk a day.
Yeah.
That's right. Alright, chocolate.
Do you think that he could drink all that milk in one day? Probably not. So he sold it. That's how he made money. So can I help you a little bit? So what you do is hold down tight. Ready? Do you see how that's going like that? When you keep it tense like that? You want to try it yourself? Hold down
Hold
towards
down.
the ground if you keep it straight. Yep, you almost got it. Keep it straight to the ground.
Good, good, good.
Yes, 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 yes. Close.
Here.
Want to help him, brother?
Do you want me to help?
Oh, I got it.
Yeah. Use your wrists. Yes. Excellent. It's getting up there.
Oops, slipping back. You let go of the tension. Good try.
Poor bear.
Nice and smooth. Keep pulling down. Yay!
Excellent. Very good.
Now drop the
sliding
bear.
down.
Let go.
It's because you have tension on it.
I want to do it one last time.
Okay.
Hold down.
Wait.
Nice and smooth. Nope, tension. Look how those lines are moving. There
Yes,
you
you got
go.
it. That's the feel that you get. when you
Drop,
work out.
and then second time, I need to do it 3 times, right? Come on, get
You're
up.
too spastic. Calm down.
The ropes are swinging back and forth. Try to keep it straight. There you go. Yes.
And third time.
Wait, I want to do it.
I need to do it 3 times in a row so I can milk a cow.
Very
Very
good.
good. You got the hang of it.
Closer. Oh, wait, I need to
Yep.
see if there's a.
Yes, you got it too.
Oh.
See how that feels when you're holding the tension on it? Hold down. Yes, I heard it. Or did I hear that? There. Do you see how it's swinging? The ropes are swinging too much? Try to keep them real straight. Yes.
What breed of cow is Pumpkin?
She is a Jersey cow.
Can I show you what the tension feels like? So the tension is like, very good. He's climbing. He's climbing. Oh, almost. Keep it. Yeah, I heard it. Very good.
Alright, do it one more time.
Yep, you're holding it tight. Excellent. You got the hang of it.
This is Pumpkin, and she is a Jersey cow, and she has so much greenery to eat.
And
There's an outhouse here. Oh, it actually does have a toilet. You can actually use it.
so what's the next stop?
The next stop is the...
Watch out for poop, guys.
The next stop is Chambers Farm.
Animal on the inside, and here we have sweet corn for eating, popcorn, well, for popping, and Indian corn, well, I don't know what that says, but it's for, like, looking at a decoration. And then there's beets. They're supposed to be mangles, which are huge, like 50-pound beets that you feed to cows and horses. But the spiral in the middle, and then the radishes right here pretty much gone, and snap peas were mostly taken away. They were eaten by something. And then black-eyed peas were eaten a few weeks ago. And then white squash is doing pretty good. It also has like two varieties kind of. It's the normal squash that everybody knows what it is, and then that it's kind of like a bowl. And then which is used for making the brooms. You take the
hold on then.
it's used for the kind of bristles. Then red bacon, I think.
Yellow now, soon to be red.
Like those.
Please, yeah, take as many pictures as you'd like. Actually, the concentric circles, right? Yeah, kind of a neat one.
Yeah, I have not seen the ones.
Here's a little farm where they grow all sorts of plants, and apparently there's deer that come and just eat them. But they're trying to keep it out with, I think, beets.
No, sunflowers. Right.
No, the deer
beets?
like this one.
Wait, so you saw the other deer, Al, with the sunflowers or with the beets?
The
sunflowers.
It's supposed to be like a living fence,
Okay.
but you can see it all works so
Yeah.
well. No, let that one go.
And apparently there's deers that come here and eat the fruits and vegetables, but they keep it out with the sunflowers.
And you mentioned about the popcorn, you didn't know
Right.
that.
Also,
One is back there.
the plants that they grow here are pretty similar to the ones that they grew back then, except that back then there were more root vegetables. And the thing that surprised me the most is that they used to have popcorn. So I guess when the European settlers came, then popcorn could have been a welcome treat or just something that surprised the Europeans. That's so weird. They had popcorn.
Oh, is this Blacksmith? Or is it a different spot? Oh. Alright.
Okay. We're inside the barn now, and it seems like they just store hay here. There's also a bunch of barn equipment. Is this a sewing machine? I don't know. No? This is a wire machine for making broomsticks. Do you want to try some hay? No. I don't know.
Oh, I think the sheep is here.
Is this in there?
The general store.
Let's check out the general store.
Hi.
What's nice and cool in your mama would like?
What?
Mama would like this.
Yeah.
It's nice and cool. The Rock Ledge House.
Okay, next is.
Next is the Rock Ledge House.
How are you doing?
Good.
Hi, are you here for a tour? To Rawhide House. So here. Is this your first visit to the cooking here today? We made biscuits and also brownies and jam. And so I'm going to give you each.
Hold on, should we get Mama Noli?
Alright, until we come.
This is a plain biscuit. This is a biscuit with strawberry jam that they made at the Rock Ledge House earlier, and we get to try it.
Plain biscuit.
For you know it. Oh, wait, hold on. I'm gonna take it
Alright.
first. That's good. The biscuit is really soft and crumbly.
It doesn't have too much flavor to it, but biscuits are not supposed to. You're supposed to, put butter and other things on them. So they're fairly plain. A lot of just, flour, water, butter. But the jelly, we take any fruit that is water with some sugar. It's the same make and model that the family had when they were here. And as you have already tasted, we do cook here every day. And what we cook is determined by what the junior docents feel like. Notice the stairway that goes straight up to an attic space, which in turn leads to all the bedrooms upstairs. So that is the Victorian version. The temperature drops dramatically.
Ooh.
Does he want to just sit outside? I'll just continue.
Yeah.
So
Sorry.
anyway, so this dining room, this isn't typical Victorian architecture. When the family got here, there was a locust infestation. They couldn't grow a blade of grass. So they designed the house for multiple business use. So this dining room, we have exit doors on both sides of the room, coat closets on both sides of the room, and these doors here in the middle can open and separate, can close and separate this into two spaces. They could put paying guests on one side and farm workers and family members on the other, because they ran this like a restaurant. They would advertise in the paper, and for 50 cents, you could get a full dinner between 12 and 2. So dinner to us is between 5 and 6 p.m. after the workday. Theirs is in the middle of the day. So that was when they would get their largest and hot meal of the day. It does have a closet. We have 5 bedrooms to this house. We have 4 upstairs and this one downstairs. And 3 of them have closets. The 2 smallest ones do not. So we have 2 parlors to this house. So think of it as 2 living rooms. So they have the formal parlor in here, and they have the informal over here. We do know from Mrs. Chambers' letters that when they had paying guests in the house, they would close these drapes, and the family was on this side of the room here. Now that's a pump organ. This is actually from the 1880s, this make and model. And we know that they had one. And do either of you play the piano? Would you like to try it?
Sure.
I'm very bad at it. Okay.
Okay,
I'm
so
gonna try the
now you
organ.
have to sit right in the middle of the stool because it's 3-legged and you'll end up on the floor if you sit on the edge. Okay, now you put your feet on both of those gray paddles, right? Now, you turn around and look at me. You're going to move your feet up and down like you're marching, okay? Because there's no sound unless you move your feet. So I'm gonna pull the chair out a little bit. You have long legs. Okay, now you can play. Well, you got it to play the tune. Now you see these things here? These are called stops. So go ahead and pump. And you don't hear much, right? If I pull these out, these are called stops. Now you can get the sound, okay? So that there is an American expression that says pulling out all the stops. Well, this is where that comes from, because you don't get a full sound or full range of anything if you don't have all your stops pulled out. Now, there's one other thing of those two, so that you're just pumping with one foot, right? Or even if you just pressed on one of those. So put your foot back on the other one. Okay, now just press on the one and use this foot here to press these while you're playing, and then you can get the sound over here with these. So that's how you would do it. If you were playing this and this, you would then put your one foot over and press those. And then you get the deeper sound, you know, from that side. It takes a lot of coordination between all the body parts.
And the reason why you need a pump to make sound is because
it only works with air. Because it's non-electric and it doesn't have the same cording that you have in a piano. So it's only the air that's causing it to work. Yeah.
Thank you.
Alright, one second. Now I'm gonna play.
Oh, okay. Now I'm gonna play the organ.
Now we have a picture over here. So this was taken in 1882, and so this is their children right here. They had two greenhouses behind the house here, and those were hallway. This only exists so that when they had those doors in the middle closed, they didn't have to disturb anyone from their meal to get to the front door or the parlors. Smallest ones. These are the only ones that don't have bedrooms, and they don't have closets, excuse me. And you can go in.
This is a kid's room?
This is, yes. They had two daughters and they had a son. And they wouldn't have needed closets because children at that time traditionally would not have had that many different changes of clothing. And you see this door here in the hallway?
Yeah.
Remember when I showed you that staircase in the kitchen?
Oh, yeah.
That went straight up? Okay, so this is where that comes out. Gentleman popped down on the bed. It's a rope bed, and so it has a rope frame. And he was curious as to whether it was comfortable, but he ended up breaking the legs. So it's the wall holding it up right now. So, but that staircase that's in the kitchen is behind here. So you come up that stairway and you end up on the other side of this wall in the attic space, and then you have to walk all through here, and then you come out in the hallway. No, it's not that, it's just the house is 146 years old. That's probably even, these two largest bedrooms, right, on this side and that side, these are the only two that they rented out to paying guests. And they did rent to people with tuberculosis because that was rampant at the time, and those people would have slept out on the porch.
What's tuberculosis?
It is a lung disease that people had. Bedrooms, you'll notice above the doors is a transom. So that's a piece of glass. Now every room would have had a long pole with a hook on it. So you could open that up. You could close your door for privacy, but everybody could open their windows and you would get airflow throughout the upstairs. So that's a design feature that they no longer put into modern homes. Now the family was here for 25 years. When they left, they sold to General Palmer. General Palmer was a very wealthy man with an 87-room mansion.
Yikes.
And half of it's rotted too, so yeah.
There's outside playing. It's real big.
Started all over again, even though they were already older. But they were successful there too. And their descendants are still there today.
What's the family name again?
Chambers.
Chambers. Okay.
Yeah, so let me open the front door for you.
Okay.
Yeah, so your next stop now, have you been to the... What?
So that's where we're going?
Okay, we're going to the Blacksmith Shop.
Hi. Get closer. What are you making?
I am working on a trivet today. So, something like this right here.
Oh, okay.
Well, they asked for one down at the cabin, and because I only have 6 days left working here, I have to spend every moment making it. It's such a thick piece of metal, it's a lot of work. And so I make sure that I step away every once in a while. Rest my arms. This would not be a good thing to burn out.
Oh, it's still on the page. Well, I asked them if...
Where's your house?
Kansas City.
Okay.
Yes.
Yep.
This is the Orchard House. Unfortunately, we don't have time. Wait, this is the Orchard House. Unfortunately, we don't have time to go on a tour, so we'll just move on.
That's fine. Alright, here we go.
But if you do want to go on a tour, I'm sure it's really cool, just like the other one at the
Oh, yeah, it's just a...
at the Rock Ledge. But if you do want to go on a tour, there's
It's normally
yeah,
20...
yeah. But if you do want to go on a tour, there's a docent in there who can give you a tour from like 20 to 40 minutes. And I'm sure it's just as good as the Rock Ledge House one. So I really wish we had time, but...
Hi. Cats. I actually just... Because I just ran out of prizes. But you worked really hard, didn't you?
Oh, yeah.
Did you finish it all? What was the best place you visited today?
The Rock Ledge House.
And why was that?
Because I got to play the organ and and try the strawberry biscuits and also learn a lot about the place.
That's awesome. All right, well this is a spinner that was made right here at Rock Ledge Ranch. You twist it
in your hands like this, and it will fly, that little propeller. So I'm gonna do that. And did you finish your bingo? What was your favorite place to visit today? If you do it right outside.
Will it break?
Nope.
No.
What was your favorite part today?
Maybe the place with the teepee.
The teepee. And did you learn who would have owned the teepee? Who did the teepee belong to?
My mom?
It would have belonged to the lady, right? Exactly. So there is a top for you, my friend. And thank you guys for visiting today.
Wait, could you do
Thank you.
I'll show you. Maybe we've got a... There it goes.
Does it matter which way I spin it?
I don't think so. Maybe. I'm spinning it counterclockwise. So I'm going this direction.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
There you go.
I'll just practice.
And go. Rock ledge.
And that is Rock Ledge Ranch Historic Site. Brother, what was your favorite thing about this place?
The teepee.
Yeah, the teepee was cool. I found it surprising that it was made of elk skin, and also that women owned it instead of men did. And I also really liked visiting the Rock Ledge Ranch. I also liked visiting the Rock Ledge House because
Homestead? Or cabin?
Rock Ledge House.
Hello. How are you, Mr. Cordova? Not bad.
I also liked visiting the Rock Ledge House because we got to try the strawberry biscuits. Oh, by the way, every day they make a different type of food, but today just happened to be biscuits. And also,
Hey, Sadie. Do you need me to tell you that?
and also,
You'll pump the.
oh yeah, and also I got to pump the organ and visit all the bedrooms. The homestead cabin was also cool because we made these corn husks and got to practice milking a cow. And yeah. And then after visiting the entire place and completing the scavenger hunt, apparently they ran out of prizes. I don't know what the regular prize is, but we got to take up these things. Brother got a top.
And he got something.
Yeah, and by the way, they hand make these at the ranch.
Wait, I want to.
You can also purchase them. This one spins. Hold on. Yeah, brother's gonna try.
I'm terrible at this.
Don't bump your eyes.
I'm terrible.
But they demonstrated earlier, and I know for a fact that it does fly. I'll just have to practice it.
Okay, see you in the next.
See you at the next stop.